If you really like Katy Perry, then just share and like video and subscribe this channel.
When Katy Perry was a fourth grader, her teacher asked the class to make a vision board, a collage of images cut out from magazines, that represents the dreams and aspirations you hope to manifest in life. The year was 1993 and Selena had just won a Grammy Award, so 9-year-old Katy chose a photo of the young Latin pop singer holding her golden statuette. 15 years later, Perry has been nominated for her first Grammy Award in the Best Female Pop Vocal Performance category for her ubiquitous #1 single, I Kissed a Girl, from her platinum top 10 album One of the Boys, and has been chosen as this year's My Grammy Moment artist. Current sales check in at over 2 million albums and more than 13 million tracks, singles and mobile product globally. I found my vision board when I moved apartments recently, says Perry, now 24. I knew where I wanted to be even as a young kid. I just didn't know that if I put one foot in front of the other, I would actually get there someday. Perry's willful determination, not to mention her songwriting and vocal talent and larger-than-life charisma, have led to an astonishing year for the saucerade, raven-haired pop starlet, who, with her cheeky sense of humor and sexy pin-up girl style, was the breakthrough star of 2008 Inches as Blender magazine put it in the issue that featured Perry on the cover. Katherine Elizabeth Hudson, born October 25, 1984, better known by her stage name Katy Perry, is an American singer, songwriter and occasional actress. She had limited exposure to secular music during her childhood and pursued a career in gospel music as a teenager. Perry signed with Red Hill Records, and released her debut studio album, Katy Hudson, in 2001. She moved to Los Angeles the following year to venture into secular music, after being dropped by the Island Def Jam Music Group and Columbia Records. She signed a deal with Capitol Records in April 2007. You could say it all started in April 2008 when Madonna told Ryan Seacrest that Perry's So Gay, of her November 2007 EP of the same name, a withering kiss-off to a metrosexual ex, was her favorite song. It may have been a small comment on her behalf, but it was a large comment in my world, Perry recalls. It was like a big boat leaving the dock and getting a champagne send-off. Shortly after being anointed by the Queen of Pop, Perry released her debut single I Kissed a Girl, a provocative ode to the beauty of women, that ruled radio over the summer of 2008, becoming an all-format hit and shooting to no. 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 where it stayed put for 7 straight weeks and tied the Beatles' Capitol Records record for weeks at #1. The video was nominated for 5 MTV Video Music Awards, including a nod for Perry for Best New Artist, and became the #1 most viewed music video of 2008 on MySpace. A #1 airplay smash in 22 countries and the 2009 People's Choice Award winner for Favorite Pop Song. I Kissed a Girl has sold more than 6 million tracks worldwide. Its popularity also made Perry a ripe target for Fox News commentator Bill O'Reilly, who convened a panel of hand-wringing analysts to discuss the effect of the song on America's impressionable youth. Perry was also voted Best New Artist by readers of Rolling Stone and Perez Hilton. On June 17, 2008, EMI Music released One of the Boys, a witty romp through Perry's brightly colored world that showcases her sharp, candid lyrics, big voice, and feisty, girl power swagger, as well as her appealing vulnerability on songs like her latest single, Thinking of You. I think people can appreciate a songwriter who shows different sides, she says. The whole angst thing is cool, but if that's all you've got, it's just boring. Everything I write, whether it's happy or sad, has a sense of humor to it. Case in point, the album's spunky, high-voltage second single Hot and Cold, which became Perry's second #1 single and international hit, selling nearly 3 million digital tracks since its release. The ear-popping video, with its hilarious wedding theme, became the #2 most viewed premiere of all time on MySpace, proving to armchair critics and naysayers that the success of this irrepressible young woman, in the Saturnaisian fishnets was no fluke. When Saturday Night Live spoofed her, it was official. Katy Perry was a bona fide cultural phenomenon, so why does Perry think that she's connected with a mass audience when the road to stardom, is littered with the failed dreams of aspiring wannabes. Because I'm just myself, she says, and that's all people want. People want to hear artists who are themselves, but who do interesting things and sing about them in an interesting way that maybe they have tried to conceive but couldn't. I get a lot of girls who come up to me and say, when I heard Thinking of You, I felt that way to a T, but I never knew anyone who could put my feelings into words. I think that's why people find me relatable. Plus, anybody can meet me. I'm not distant, I'm very much the same person I was before the hit singles. I just have a schedule for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Fans do seem to respond to Perry's approachable girl next door quality. If the girl next door were a self-described glamour ninja, perhaps because it's not an act, the middle child of two pastors, Perry grew up singing in church. My dad would give me $10, which is a lot of money when you're 9, to sing at church, on tables at restaurants, at family functions, just about anywhere, she says. Perry was raised on a strict diet of church music. Secular music, as her mother called it, was not allowed. But one night during a slumber party, Perry happened upon a Queen record, and the heavens opened and saved me, she says. From then on, they have been my biggest influence. Their musicality and lyrics were so flamboyant and real. I'd never heard anything like it. By the time she was 15, Perry was determined to pursue a path in music. She spent some time in Nashville working with professional songwriters, these seasoned country music vets who had been writing songs for forever, and honing her own songwriting skills. Every single one of my songs is drawn 100% directly from my life. At 17, Perry met legendary producer and songwriter Glenn Ballard, who spent years guiding and developing her talent and songwriting. The strength of the songs and Perry's full-throated voice captured the attention of Capitol Music Group, which signed her in spring 2007. I've been through a lot of highs and a lot of lows in this business, Perry says. Before I got signed, it was tough. I'd write a check for my rent and next to it, I'd write, "Please, God, please." But I did not jump off the Hollywood sign. Everything always works out for the best. It's a long way from being broke to stealing the show at the MTV Latin America Los Premios Awards, where Perry face planted into a large pink cake, and hosting and performing at the MTV Europe Music Awards in Liverpool, England, which she did in November 2008, picking up the award for Best New Act in the process. Now Perry is gearing up for her first ever international headlining tour, something she's ready to tackle after spending a grueling summer on the Vans Warped Tour, a multi-band circus that one critic likened the running of the bulls in Pamplona, minus the bulls, or the quaint Basque scenery. Warped was the hardest thing I've ever done, Perry admits. It was like being in the army, like G.I. Jane getting my ass kicked every single day, but now I know how to deal with any situation. Perry rose to fame in 2008 with the release of the singles I Kissed a Girl, which had attention robbing, and somewhat controversial lyrics, and Hot and Cold from her second album, a pop rock record titled One of the Boys. Her third album, Teenage Dream, 2010, ventured into disco, and contained the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 chart-topping singles California Girls, Teenage Dream, Firework, E.T., and Last Friday Night, TGIF, as well as the number 3 single The One That Got Away. The album became the first by a female artist to produce 5 number-one Billboard Hot 100 songs, and the second overall after Michael Jackson's album Bad, 1987. In March 2012, she reissued the album as Teenage Dream. The Complete Confection, which produced the chart-topping singles Part of Me and Wide Awake. Her fourth album, Prism, was released in 2013, and is influenced by pop and dance. It has spawned the number-one singles Raw and Dark Horse. Her songwriting is mostly done in collaboration with others, especially Drive, Luke and Max Martin. And in songs such as Firework and Raw she stresses themes of self-empowerment and self-esteem. Perry is known for an idiosyncratic and fun-based sense of personal fashion that incorporates bright colors and food-based themes. Her concert performances feature elaborate stagings and costumings. Perry has received many awards, including 3 Guinness World Records. and been included in the Forbes list of top-earning women in music for 2011, 2012, and 2013. Throughout her career, she has sold 11 million albums and 81 million singles worldwide, making her one of the best-selling artists of all time. Perry has also made celebrity endorsements and released perfumes Per, Meow, and Killer Queen. In July 2012, she released an autobiographical documentary titled Katy Perry, Part of Me, which concentrated on her life as a touring artist and the dissolution of her brief marriage to English actor and comedian Russell Brand in the early 2010s. Early life of Katy Perry 1984-98. Katherine Elizabeth Hudson was born in Santa Barbara, California, to Pentecostal pastors Morris Keith Hudson, born 1947, and Mary Christine Perry, born 1947. 3 Her parents are born-again Christians, each having turned to God after a wild youth. 4 Perry has Portuguese, German, Irish, and English ancestry. 5 Through her mother, she is a niece of film director and producer Frank Perry, 1930–1995. 6 She has a younger brother named David, born 1988, who is a singer. 7 And an older sister, Angela, born 1982. 8 From ages 3 to 11, Perry often moved across the country as her parents set up churches before settling again, in Santa Barbara. Growing up, she attended religious schools and camps, including Paradise Valley Christian School in Arizona and Santa Barbara Christian School in California during her elementary years. 9 Her family struggled financially, 10 sometimes using food stamps and eating from the food bank intended to feed the congregation at her parents' church. 11 Growing up, Perry and her siblings were not allowed to eat Lucky Charms as the term luck reminded their mother of Lucifer, and had to call deviled eggs angeled eggs. 12 Perry primarily listened to gospel music. 13 As secular music was generally discouraged in the family's home, she discovered popular music through CDs she sneaked from her friends. 14 While not strictly identifying as religious, Perry has stated, "I pray all the time, for self-control, for humility." 15 Following her sister Angela, Perry began singing by practicing with her sister's cassette tapes. She performed the tracks in front of their parents, who suggested she take vocal lessons. She began training at age 9, 16 and was incorporated into her parents' ministry, for singing in church from ages 9 to 17. 17 At 13, Perry was given her first guitar for her birthday. 18 And publicly performed songs she wrote. 10 She tried to be a bit like the typical Californian girl while growing up, and started roller skating, skateboarding, and surfing as a teenager. David described her as a tomboy during her adolescence. 19 She took dancing lessons and learned how to swing, Lindy Hop, and jitterbug. 1999 to 2006. Career beginnings during her freshman year of high school. 21 Perry completed her general educational development (GED) requirements at age 15, and left Dos Pueblos High School to pursue a musical career. She briefly studied Italian opera at the Music Academy of the West in Santa Barbara. Her singing caught the attention of rock artists Steve Thomas and Jennifer Knapp from Nashville, Tennessee, who brought her there to improve her writing skills. 22-23 In Nashville, she started recording demos and learned how to write songs and play guitar. 13 After signing with Red Hill Records, Perry recorded her debut album, a gospel record titled Katy Hudson. The album was released on March 6, 2001. 24 And she joined the Strangely Normal tour to support it. 25 The album was commercially unsuccessful, selling an estimated 200 copies. 26 Before the label ceased operations in December. 27 Transitioning from gospel music to secular music, Perry started writing songs with producer Glenn Ballard. 28 And moved to Los Angeles at age 17. 29 In 2003, she briefly performed as Katherine Perry to avoid confusion with actress Kate Hudson. She later adopted the stage name Katy Perry, using her mother's maiden name. 30 After signing a record deal with the Island Def Jam Music Group, she became the female vocalist of The Matrix, a record production team that was working on an album. However, Island Def Jam cancelled the album before it was completed. She was later dropped by the label, and a solo album she had been working on with Ballard was shelved. Perry later signed to Columbia Records, though was soon dropped. During that time, she worked in an independent A&R company called Taxi Music. 31 Perry had minor success prior to her breakthrough. One of the songs she had recorded for her album with Ballard, Simple, was featured on the soundtrack to the 2005 film The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. 32 She provided backing vocals on Mick Jagger's song Old Habits Die Hard. 33 which won the 2005 Golden Globe Award for Best Original Song. 34 In September 2004, Blender named Perry The Next Big Thing. 32 She recorded background vocals on POD's 2005 single Goodbye For Now and was featured at the end of its music video in 2006. That year, Perry also appeared in the music video for Learn to Fly by Carbon Leaf, and played the love interest of her thin boyfriend, Gym Class Heroes lead singer Travie McCoy, in the band's music video for Cupid's Chokehold. 2007-09. Breakthrough with One of the Boys. After Columbia dropped Perry, she was recommended by the company's publicity executive Angelica Cobb-Bailey to Virgin Records. Chairman Jason Flom. Flom was convinced that she could be a breakthrough star and she was signed to Capitol Records in April 2007. The label arranged for her to meet with producer Dr. Luke, in order to add an undeniable smash to her existing material. 36-37 Perry and Drive. Luke co-wrote the songs I Kissed a Girl and Hot and Cold for her second album One of the Boys. A campaign was started with the November 2007 release of the video to Her So Gay, aimed at introducing her to the music market. 38 A digital EP led by Her So Gay was later released to create interest. 439 Madonna helped publicize the song by praising the track on the John Jay and Rich radio show in April 2008, 40 stating it was her favorite song. 41 In March 2008. Perry made a cameo appearance as a club singer in the Wildfire episode Life's Too Short, 42 and appeared as herself during a photo shoot in June on The Young and the Restless for the show's magazine Restless Style. 43 Perry released her first single with Capitol, I Kissed a Girl, on April 28, 2008, 44 as the lead single from One of the Boys. The first station to pick up the song was WVW in Nashville, who were inundated with enthusiastic calls the first 3 days they played it. 39 The track reached number 1 on the United States Billboard Hot 100. 45 One of the Boys, released on June 17, garnered mixed critical reviews and reached number 9 on the U.S. Billboard 200. 46-47 Hot and Cold was released in September 48 and became the album's second successful single, reaching number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. 49 while topping charts in Germany, 50 Canada, 51 the Netherlands, 52 and Austria. 53 latest singles Thinking of You and Waking Up in Vegas were released in 2009. 54-55 and reached a top 30 of the Hot 100. 49 After finishing the Warped Tour 2008, 56 Perry embarked on her first headlining world tour, the Hello Katy Tour, from January 23, 2009, 57 to November 2009. 58 On August 4, 2009, she performed as opening act for one date of the band No Doubt Summer Tour 2009. 59 The Matrix's self-titled debut album, which Perry had recorded with the band in 2004, was released as a result of her solo success. She requested holding off the release until the fourth single of One of the Boys had been commissioned, but The Matrix was released onto iTunes on January 27, 2009, prior to the release of fourth single Waking Up in Vegas. 60 On July 22, 2009, Perry recorded a live album titled MTV Unplugged, which featured acoustic performances of 5 tracks from One of the Boys, as well as 2 new songs. 61 It was released on November 17, 2009. 62 Perry also appeared on 2 singles with other artists. She was featured on a remix of Coloradobist Band 30H3's song Starstruck in September 2009. 63 and on a duet with Timbaland entitled If We Ever Meet Again, from his album Shock Value 2, in January 2010. 64-65 Guinness World Records recognized her in its 2010 edition as the best start on the United States digital chart by a female artist, for digital single sales of over 2 million copies. 66 In response to speculation that her parents opposed her music and career, Perry told MTV that they had no problems with her success. 67 After her relationship with McCoy ended in December 2008, 68 Perry met her future husband Russell Brand in the summer of 2009 while filming a cameo appearance for his film Get Him to the Greek. Her scene, in which the two kiss, does not appear in the film. 69 She began dating Brand after meeting him again that September at the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards. 70 The couple became engaged on December 31, 2009, while vacationing in Rajasthan, India. 71 2010-12, Teenage Dream and marriage after serving as a guest judge on American Idol. 72 Perry released California Girls featuring rapper Snoop Dogg on May 7, 2010. 73 The song was the lead single from her third studio album, Teenage Dream, and reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in June. 74-75 She also served as a guest judge on the X Factor UK later that month. 76 Before releasing the album's second single, Teenage Dream, in July. 77 Teenage Dream reached number 1 on Billboard in September. 78 Released on August 24, 2010. 79 The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200. 80 It received mixed reviews from music critics. 81 And has since sold 5.7 million copies globally. 82 In October, Firework was released as the album's third single. 83 It became the album's third consecutive number 1 on the Hot 100 on December 8, 2010. 84 The song has since been certified 9 platinum in the United States. 85 A remixed version of E.T., featuring rapper Kanye West was released as the fourth single from Teenage Dream on February 16, 2011. 86 It topped the Hot 100 chart for 5 non-consecutive weeks, making Teenage Dream the 9th album in history to produce 4 number 1 singles on the Hot 100. 87 Last Friday Night, TGIF, followed as the 5th single in June. 88 And Perry became the first female artist to achieve 5 number 1 Hot 100 songs from one album when the single topped the chart on August 17, and the second artist after Michael Jackson with his 1987 album Bad. 89-90 On September 7, she set a new record by becoming the first artist to spend 69 consecutive weeks in the top 10 of the Hot 100. 91 In October, The One That Got Away was released as the album's 6th single. 92 The song peaked at number 3 on the Hot 100 93 and number 2 in Canada. 51 On February 13, 2012, Capitol released the lead single from Teenage Dream, The Complete Confection, Part of Me, which debuted at number 1 on the Hot 100 and became Perry's 7th single overall to top the chart. 49-94 Teenage Dream. The Complete Confection was released on March 23. 95 Wide Awake was released on May 22 as the re-release's second single. 96 peaking at number 2 on the Hot 100 93 and number 1 in Canada. 51 in New Zealand. 97 On January 5, she was named the 6th best-selling digital artist in the United States, with sales of 37.6 million units according to Nielsen SoundScan. 98 That month, she became the first artist to have 5 songs sell over 5 million digital units. From February 20, 2011, 100 to January 22, 2012, 101 Perry embarked on the California Dreams Tour in support of Teenage Dream, grossing over $59 million globally. 102 On September 23, 2011, she performed on the opening day of the 2011 Rock in Rio Festival along with Elton John, Claudia Litt, and Rihanna. 103 In September 2010, Perry was scheduled to appear on the 41st season premiere of Sesame Street. After her scene was uploaded to YouTube, viewers criticized Perry's exposed cleavage. 4 days before the scheduled airing, Sesame Workshop announced that the segment would not air on television, but would still be available to watch online. 104 Perry mocked the controversy shortly afterwards on Saturday Night Live, where she was a musical guest and wore an Elmer-themed shirt showing large amounts of cleavage, during one skit. 105 In December 2010, Perry played Moses Slack's girlfriend in the live-action segment from a Christmas episode of The Simpsons titled The Fight Before Christmas. 106-107 In February 2011, she made a guest appearance on the How I Met Your Mother episode Oh Honey, playing a woman known as Honey. 108 The role won her the People's Choice Award for Favorite TV Guest Star in January 2012. 109 She made her film debut in the 3D family motion picture The Smurfs as Smurfette on July 29, 2011. The film was a financial success worldwide. Negative reviews. 111 She hosted Saturday Night Live on December 10, 2011, with Robin as the episode's musical guest. Perry's work on the episode received generally positive reviews from critics, who praised her performance in the episode's digital short featuring her and Andy Samberg. 112 In March 2012, she guest-starred as a prison security guard named Ricky on the Raising Hope episode's single, White Female Role Model. 113 On July 5, 2012, Perry's autobiographical documentary Katy Perry, Part of Me was released to theaters through Paramount Pictures. 114 The film received positive reviews 115 and grossed $32.7 million worldwide at the box office. 116 Perry began to venture into business when she endorsed her first fragrance, Purr, in November 2010. Her second fragrance, Meow, was released in December 2011. Both perfumes were released through Nordstrom department stores. 117-118 Electronic Arts recruited her to promote their new expansion pack for The Sims 3, Showtime. 119 Before releasing a separate stuff pack featuring Perry-inspired furniture, outfits, and hairstyles, titled The Sims 3. Katy Perry's Sweet Treats. In June 2012, 120 The following month, she became the spokesperson and ambassador for Pop Chips and made an investment in the company. 121 She was ranked third on the 2011 Forbes list of top-earning women in music with earnings of $44 million, 122 and fifth on their 2012 list with $45 million. 123 Billboard dubbed her as their Woman of the Year for 2012. 124 She married Russell Brand on October 23, 2010, in a traditional Hindu ceremony near the Ranthambore Tiger Sanctuary in Rajasthan. 125 Brand announced on December 30, 2011, that they were divorcing after 14 months of marriage. 126 Perry later stated that conflicting career schedules and his desire to have children, before she was ready led to the end of their marriage. 127 And that he never spoke to her again after sending a text message that he was divorcing her. 128 However, in the documentary film Brand, A Second Coming which premiered at the SXSW Film Festival in March 2015, it was revealed that Brand divorced Perry due to her rising fame, commercial success and reluctance to engage in activism. 129 She was initially distraught over their divorce, and said that she contemplated suicide. 131 After the marriage ended in 2012, 132 Perry began a relationship with singer John Mayer that August. 133 2013 Present, Prism and Super Bowl XLIX In November 2012, Perry began work on her fourth album, Prism. She told Billboard, "I know exactly the record I want to make next. I know the artwork, the coloring and the tone, and I even know what type of tour I'm doing next. I'll be very pleased if the vision I have in my head becomes a reality." 134 Although she told LWOMO Vogue in June 2012 that she planned to have darker elements in Prism following the end of her marriage, 135 Perry revealed to MTV during the 2013 MTV Video Music Awards that she changed the album's direction after periods of self-reflection. She commented, "I felt very prismatic," which inspired the album's name. 136 Raw was released as the lead single from Prism on August 10, 2013. 137 It was promoted at the MTV Video Music Awards and reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. 138-139 Unconditionally was released as the second single from Prism on October 16. 2013, 140 and peaked at number 14 in the United States. Prism was released on October 18, 2013, 142 and debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 chart. 143 4 days later, Perry performed the songs from the album at the iHeartRadio Theater in Los Angeles. 144 Dark Horse was released as the album's third single on December 17, 2013, and became her ninth number-one single on January 29, 2014. 145 146 in 2014, Birthday 147 148 and This Is How We Do 149 followed as the album's fourth and fifth singles, and reached a top 25 on the Hot 100. 49 Additionally, she recorded and co-wrote a duet with Mayer titled Who You Love for his album Paradise Valley. The song was released on August 12, 2013. 150-151 Perry began her third headlining tour, the Prismatic World Tour, on May 7, 2014. It started in United Kingdom and will continue through North America, 152-153 Oceania, Europe and Asia until May 2015. 154 On November 23, 2014, NFL announced that Perry will perform at the Super Bowl XLIX halftime show on February 1, 2015, with special guests Lenny Kravitz and Missy Elliott. 155-156 Perry's performance garnered 118.5 million viewers in the United States, becoming the most watched and highest-rated show in Super Bowl history. The viewership was higher than the game itself, which was viewed by an audience of 114.4 million. 157 The International Federation of the Phonographic Industry, IFPI, ranked her fifth on the list of top global recording artists of 2013. 158 On June 26, 2014, she was declared the top certified digital artist ever by the Recording Industry Association of America, RIAA, for certified sales of 72 million digital singles in the United States. 85-159 In May 2014, a portrait of Perry by painter Mark Ryden was featured in his exhibition The Gay 90s, and shown at the Cone Gallery in Los Angeles. Along with several other artists, she also recorded a cover version of the song Daisy Bell, Bicycle Built for Two, on a Limelight Edition concept album to accompany the exhibition. 160 That month, a portrait of Perry by artist Will Cotton was included in the United States National Portrait Gallery 161. Aside from her music career, Perry reprised her role as Smurfette in The Smurfs 2, which was released in theaters on July 31, 2013. 162 Like its predecessor, The Smurfs 2 was a financial success 163 but was panned by critics. 164 In March 2014, she made a guest appearance playing herself in the season finale of The Kroll Show. 165 Killer Queen was released as her third fragrance in August 2013 through Katy, Incorporated. 166 In January 2014, she became a guest curator of Madonna's Art for Freedom initiative. 167 On June 17, 2014, Perry announced that she had founded her own record label under Capitol Records, titled Metamorphosis Music. Ferrers was the first artist to get signed to her label, and Perry served as an executive producer on his self-titled EP. She also recorded a duet with him on the EP, titled Legends Never Die. 168 She ranked 7th on the 2013 Forbes list for top-earning women in music with $39 million, and 169 and 5th on their 2014 list with $40 million. 170 In February 2014, her relationship with Mayer ended. During the early stages of her career, Perry's musical style gravitated towards gospel and she aspired to be as successful as Amy Grant. 173 At the age of 15, she heard Queen's Killer Queen and has described it as being the song that inspired her to pursue a career in music. 174 She cites the band's frontman, Freddie Mercury, as her biggest influence and expressed how the combination of his sarcastic approach to writing, Lyrics and his "I don't give a fuck" attitude inspired her music. 175 She paid homage to the band by naming her third fragrance Killer Queen. 166 Perry described the Beach Boys and their album Pet Sounds as having a considerable influence on her music. It is one of my favorite records and it influenced pretty much all of my songwriting. All of the melody choices that I make are because of it. 176 The singer also holds the Beatles album The Beatles in high esteem, and described these two albums as the only things I listened to for probably 2 years straight. 177 Perry cites Alanis Morissette and her 1995 album Jagged Little Pill as a significant musical inspiration, and opted to work with Morissette's frequent collaborator Ballard as a result. Perry stated, "Jagged Little Pill was the most perfect female record ever made. There's a song for anyone on that record. I relate to all those songs, they're still so timeless." Additionally, Perry borrows influence from Flaming Red by Patty Griffin and 10 Cent Wings by John Latherbrook. 178 Perry intends to become more of a Joni Mitchell, releasing folk and acoustic music. 179 Perry's autobiographical documentary Katy Perry, Part of Me was largely influenced by Madonna. Truth or Dare, she admires Madonna's ability to reinvent herself, saying "I want to evolve like Madonna." 180 Perry has listed multiple artists as having inspired her work. She names Gwen Stefani and Björk as influences, particularly admiring Björk's willingness to always be taking chances. 178 Firework was inspired by a passage in the book On the Road by Jack Kerouac in which the author compares people who are full of life to fireworks that shoot across the sky and make people watch in awe. 181 Her second concert tour, the California Dreams Tour, was reminiscent of Alice in Wonderland and The Wizard of Oz. 182 She also credits the 1996 movie The Craft for being the influence behind her song Dark Horse. 183 And Eckhart Tolle's book The Power of Now for influencing Prism, musical style and themes. When I am in between records, sometimes I doubt myself. I'll be like, did I just get lucky, or did I mass manipulate the world into thinking that 7 songs were worth a number one position, and then I go back into the studio and I start writing, and the true essential oil of who I am comes bubbling back up and reminds me that it's always been inside of me, that nobody can take this away no matter what comment anyone makes. Perry on her confidence as a songwriter. 184 While Perry's music incorporates pop, rock, and disco, Katy Hudson contains gospel. Her subsequent releases, One of the Boys and Teenage Dream, involved themes of sex and love. One of the Boys is a pop-rock record, while Teenage Dream features disco influences. 185-186 Perry's fourth album, Prism, is significantly influenced by dance and pop music. Lyrically, the album addresses relationships, self-reflection, and everyday life. 187 Many of her songs, particularly on Teenage Dream, reflect on love between teenagers. W described the album's sexual innuendos as irresistible, hook-laden melodies. 29 Self-empowerment is a common theme in Perry's music. 188 Perry identifies as a singer-songwriter masquerading as a pop star. 189 And maintains that honest songwriting is very important to her. She told Marie Claire, "I feel like my secret magic trick that separates me from a lot of my peers is the bravery to be vulnerable and truthful and honest. I think you become more relatable when you're vulnerable." 15 Kristen Wiig commented that as easy, breezy, and infectious as Perry's songs can be, beneath the surface lurks a sea of mixed emotions, jumbled motives, and contradictory impulses complicated enough to fill a Carole King record. 177 According to Greg Kot of Chicago Tribune, being taken seriously may be Perry's greatest challenge yet. 190 The New York Times labeled her the most potent pop star of the day. Her hits are relatable, with just a hint of experimentation. 191 Randall Roberts of Los Angeles Times criticized her use of idioms and metaphors in her lyrics and for frequent cliches. 192 Throughout her career, Perry has co-written songs recorded by other artists, including Selena Gomez and The Scene. 193-194 Jesse James, 195 Kelly Clarkson, 196 Leslie Roy, 197 Britney Spears, 198 Rita Ora, Iggy Azalea, 199 Nicki Minaj, and Ariana Grande. 200 Perry has a contralto vocal range. 201 202 Her singing has received both praise and criticism. Betty Clark of The Guardian commented that her powerful voice is hard-edged. 203 While Rob Sheffield from Rolling Stone described Perry's vocals on Teenage Dream as processed staccato blips. 186 Darren Harvey of Music OMH compared Perry's vocals on One of the Boys to Alanis Morissette's. Both possessing a perky voice shifting octaves mid-syllable. 204 Alex Miller from NME felt that Perry's problem is often her voice on One of the Boys, stating that somewhere along the line someone convinced her she was like, well, a ballsy rock chick. 205 Conversely, Bernadette McNulty from the Daily Telegraph praised her rock chick voice in a review of a concert promoting Prism. Achievements. Throughout her career, Perry has won 5 American Music Awards, 249 5 MTV Video Music Awards, 250 14 People's Choice Awards, 251 and 3 Guinness World Records, 66 90 219 In September 2012, Billboard dubbed her the Woman of the Year, 124 From May 2010 to September 2011. She spent a record-breaking total of 69 consecutive weeks in the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100. 91 252 Teenage Dream became the first album by a female artist to produce 5 number-one Billboard singles, and the second album overall after Michael Jackson's Bad, 1987. 89 Perry was declared the top global female recording artist of 2013 by the International Federation of the Phonographic Industry, IFPI. 158 She has accumulated a total of 9 number-one singles on the Hot 100, her most recent being Dark Horse, 146 according to Recording Industry Association of America, RIAA. Perry is the second best-selling digital singles artist in the United States, with certified sales of 72 million digital singles including on-demand streaming.